I think it was a discovery process, and I interned for a real estate law firm and did title work for them, commercial real estate. So ended up enjoying kind of that real estate aspect of it. But then when I went into it, which was commercial real estate investment sales in my 20s, I struggled to make that connection of how do I help people. Now, granted, there are investors in real estate and they need help, and there's certainly a market for it. But it just, for me personally, it wasn't as satisfying as I had hoped. And it, nothing against the profession, just for me and my wiring, it wasn't quite the niche. What I loved doing in the office was I ended up leading a few like lunch and learns or the evening, enrichment. And one of them, I did this workshop on Thomas Stanley's The Millionaire Mind. People might be familiar with The Millionaire Next Door, but he wrote The Millionaire Mind. Fascinating book. Talks a lot about like what do you find as high qualities you would want in a spouse, and it's always character stuff. And here's a guy doing just empirical research of millionaires, and they find that character trumps income producing, and it trumps what you do for work or if you're funny or attractive, but it has everything to do with being honest, caring for others, being others focused. And I just latched onto that. But I love that workshop and the value it provided to the workplace. And I was in a workplace with a bunch of young single guys who are all out there in the market, if you know what I mean. And so it was really intriguing to have that experience. And I just realized, like, it's not that I loved speaking. I loved adding value in that way. And so as my real estate career went on, the market in 2008, 9, 10, the Great Recession, I was making no money in real estate, almost no money. And essentially, we found ourselves at an institutional client, and I was asked to basically look at a portfolio of about 7 buildings. And in the 7 buildings, they were like, what do we do with this? The market's in the toilet. Like, what would you advise us to do in the next 12 to 36 months? And so my partner and I at the time spent a long time just coming up with recommendations, doing the financial analysis. And I found myself really enjoying the financial analysis, which was really weird because I was a sales guy. And I also just loved when we went back in and had the consultation with them of this is what we would recommend. And our recommendation wasn't sell. It was, hey, we think you should take this building, carve it out. These buildings you're going to lease up over time. This one you need to invest in. It's a little tired. And we knew if that business was to ever come, it was going to come many years down the road.
Right.
But what was amazing was their feedback. They said, no one's ever come in here and not pitched us on selling, like either soon or in the next 12 months. And they said that was so valuable. And I loved that process. So I understood all of a sudden like this consultative approach with data. And for the first time, I'd gone from a sales thought to like, I wonder what it would be like to be, God forbid, an analyst.